Mic test, mic test. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining in early. As you're all pouring into the live stream, we would like to remind everyone of a few key points. If you have not registered to a free G Suite workfh.gov.ph account, please do so here at tinyurl.com. If you have received an email from our DICT representatives, as you all pouring into the live stream, we'd like to remind everyone of a few key points. If you have received an email from our DICT representatives with account activation instructions, please follow the given instructions accordingly. For those with activated G Suite accounts, either GovMail or workfh.gov.ph users, ready your cup of coffee for a hands-on session of Google Classroom sites and forms. Good morning, everyone. We will be starting soon. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today to Adapting to the New Normal with Google Classroom, Sites, and Forms webinar, presented to you by Kollab, Google Cloud, and in partnership with the Department of Information and Communication Technology, the Philippines. Following from our first event done last July, we wanted to create this follow-up session with a focus on a few key applications in high demand by the Philippine public sector. Once again, back from our previous session, we have Danny Larson of the G Suite Public Sector team giving us an overview of how G Suite plus its applications has helped government agencies throughout the world. Then next off, we will have Michael Yu of Kollab demo the three applications, which are Classroom, Sites, and Forms. So without further ado, allow me to pass the virtual floor to Danny Larson to kick off our virtual event. Danny, take it away.
Thank you, Pavan, and welcome back everyone to our second webinar series. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. My name is Denny, and I am the G Suite specialist for Google Cloud, covering public sector across JPAC. Today, I am excited to be presenting to you live from my house, alongside our Google Cloud Premier Partner Kollab, around the topic of adapting to the new normal with G Suite, and our products such as Drive, Classroom, Sites, Forms, and more. I will take the first section of this webinar to share with you why Google Cloud and why G Suite, and how it can help you transform and digitalize your services. After which, I will hand it over to Mike from Kollab to present a hands-on deep dive technical session into our products. Please ensure you have your accounts activated and applications ready for the hands-on modules. So let's begin. I would like to begin my presentation today by sharing that at Google Cloud, public sector is a key focus for us today. Our team is growing globally, regionally, and in-country as well. Alongside myself, we have a team of experts at Google and in the Philippines ready to assist you with any of your transformational needs. Feel free to reach out to any one of us directly via LinkedIn if you have any questions. And I also wanted to start by highlighting that personally, I have seen the most complex and crucial problems lie with the hands of the government to solve. This is the reason why I joined the public sector team earlier this year, after being in the commercial sector in Google for the past 3 years. With public sector, we directly impact and have a chance to improve the lives of our citizens. I strongly believe that Google is one of the vendors that can assist government agencies deliver this impact. My question to you today, what are some of those complex issues you might be facing today? If you have some use cases to share, do feel free to reach out to us and we can brainstorm with you on how we can overcome those issues together. It is also true that the pandemic we are all facing today will one day pass, but I strongly believe that the lessons we learn from it will last a long time into our future. The biggest change we have seen in public sector is the need to transform and digitalize the health and human services and be able to serve the public virtually. We also have to find a way to connect with our citizens digitally to offer assistance and support. To continue to provide your critical services to the citizens of Philippines, G Suite can assist you in your transition to a virtual and digital future. We will be showing you how shortly. What used to be consultations in person at your local government offices are now being consulted through various online methods, such as video conferencing. Studies show that majority of citizens consider the ease of interaction, familiarity of applications used, and a user-friendly experience to be the driving reason behind using a digital government service. Think of some of the services that you are currently doing in person today. Google Cloud can help you transform those services to have a digital-ready future. On this slide, you can see some examples of services being offered online back in the year 2010, as compared to today. you can see that there is a continued effort to increase the amount of services that the government is expected to provide online instead of in person. Some of these services include child welfare and social care for families who may be facing difficulties during this period, employment and career services for the public, as we see unemployment rising in the past few months. Also, virtual visitations and consultations for corrections and health facilities. Because Google is such a diverse company with a huge ecosystem of solutions, from Google Apps, Android, Play, and even YouTube, just to name a few, we believe we are in a strong position to help you out, no matter your use case. Our wide ecosystem is a unique characteristic to Google and can provide access to a diverse set of products, solutions, and also experts to assist you. And we all know the world has changed. And the truth is, we are all facing a new reality. That remote work has become the new normal for all of us. There has been a study that states that the amount of workforce that will be working from home multiple days a week has risen more than 20% from pre-COVID-19. Not too long ago, Google itself made the announcement that employees will be given the flexibility to continue working remotely up till June of 2021. Personally, myself, I have been working remotely since February of this year. So, well, how does a new normal look like for you? We strongly believe that Google Cloud has solutions in place to assist you through this transition so that you can stay productive, collaborative throughout your new normal. However, with legacy tools in place, doing so can be tough. Going digital can often be a difficult and complicated process. And this is where G Suite comes in. G Suite is a combination of applications such as Gmail, Docs, Drive, Calendar, and Meet that help you collaborate in real time. We offer everything you need for your teams to communicate, collaborate, and manage their work from anywhere. With our range of products, you are now able to provide an end-to-end service without the need for additional software as well. It includes Gmail, Calendar, Meet, Drive, and much more. All these applications that everyone is already familiar with, from usage in their personal lives. I would like to also share that there is much more to explore within G Suite than just the primary applications that I mentioned earlier. We have seen many of our public sector customers across the world come up with many innovative solutions lately, such as the usage of Google Forms for data collection and requests for information around persons' travel history and or health condition. The usage of Google Meet in call centers to facilitate remote discussions between public officers and inquiring citizens. And the use of Google Meet hardware in hospitals and for remote consultations to citizens who are unwell. These are all very impactful solutions that you can today, with the use of G Suite, assist your citizens in a remote and virtual manner. And because G Suite was built for the cloud from the beginning, everything is seamlessly integrated and not bolted on. So why do many organizations choose G Suite? It's because they want to truly transform how their people communicate, collaborate, and work together. And in order to drive real change, you have to break with the past. How are G Suite products truly different? They are different because of three key pillars that are foundational to G Suite. They are that G Suite is simple, helpful, and flexible. Simple, as G Suite products are used and loved by over 2 billion people because of their simplicity and ease of use. We deliver a consistent user experience where teams can work in parallel to move faster and achieve more. Unlike other tools where their real-time collaboration offerings don't really work because they are retrofitted for the cloud and still offer desktop applications that promote individual productivity and an old way of working. Helpful, Because Google's industry-leading AI is a key component of all our products. Our features such as Smart Compose in Gmail helps auto-complete your greetings and other common phrases so you can save time. With our search technology built in all our products, you can ensure that you are able to find exactly what you are searching for on the very first try. Let our AI take care of the routine and honestly pretty boring tasks so you can focus on what's important. Flexible. From the very beginning, G Suite was engineered to help teams collaborate from anywhere. Our tools have always been accessible with just an internet connection. You never need Office, and our extensive ecosystem of third-party extensions, APIs, and developer tools make it easy to customize G Suite to fit your needs. We do not lock you into something that you don't want or need, and truly think of our relationship as a partnership. We want you to be successful because of your use of G Suite. As mentioned before, G Suite is an open platform and it works seamlessly with other business applications that you or your employees use every day. For example, our deep integrations with Salesforce make it simple and easy to move data and information back and forth between the two applications. We also integrate seamlessly with other tools that you might already be using, like Microsoft and SAP. Furthermore, and what I feel to be a strong topic, is that we have more than 1.2 million monthly active users of G Suite in the education sector. Recently, Google has granted $250,000 to support distance learning via the use of G Suite for Education, Google Classroom, Search, and YouTube. Google for Education team is also working with DepEd to carry out a nationwide rollout of G Suite for Education, empowering more than 24 million students and teachers to carry out distance learning. What this means for you is that the next generation of employees will be familiar with G Suite, and it can save you costs and time to onboard your next generation of employees when they graduate from the education sector and join your organization. In terms of security and privacy at Google, we also have strict policies and commitments in place. With Google Cloud, we do not use customers' data for advertising or sell customer data to third parties. All of the data is encrypted at rest and in transit by default. Lastly, you own all of your data, not Google. And without your permission, even Google is not allowed to access your data. Now, in my final section of my presentation, I will share with you some relevant customer references and use cases so that you can get an idea of how G Suite can be utilized for yourself. In the US, we have many states using G Suite today. In this example, the state of Iowa has managed to create a virtual visitation program by leveraging the tools within G Suite and nothing else. They have used Google Sites to collect the image correction facilities. Through the site, they have used Google Calendar to assign meeting slots and use Google Forms to collect the of the attendees and still meeting to be conducted via Google Meet. These sessions are then recorded and stored safely onto Google Drive. The state of Iowa has also leveraged Google's Chromebooks to facilitate these sessions. Next, an LGU in the Philippines, the city government of Zamboanga has leveraged Google Sites and G Suite for their COVID response operations. They have used our products to ensure safe, reliable, and up-to-date information is shared with the citizens. This has helped them curb the spread of misinformation and also kept the citizens well informed on updates. You can visit the public site. Here are two real-life use cases that were recently done in the Philippines. On the left, you had Department of Transportation using G Suite to record an announcement on the then publishing it on citizens to watch and interact. This is a work from home initiative that DICT has started to assist you in your transition to remote working. We will share a reminder at the end of this webinar on how you can sign up today for free. You can also follow the tiny URL link that is shown on this slide. Now, I will pass this session over to Michael, Head of Trading Delivery from our premium partner of G Suite, Kollab, to run through the rest of the webinar and present some demos. Selamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you, and over to you, Michael.
All right. Thanks, Danny, for the wonderful intro. So, and magandang umaga sa ating lahat. On behalf of our team, we'd like to thank for joining us today for today's webinar. By the way, before I get started, I just wanted to remind everyone that we will be providing an e-certificate of attendance. So please stay tuned as we will be needing you guys to complete a form at the end of my presentation. Also, we will be sharing instructions on how to avail the free usage of G Suite for your agency of your department. So please stay tuned for that. Okay, to begin with, I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Michael Yu, Head of Training Delivery from Kollab. Kollab is a premier digital transformation advisor in Southeast Asia. We are known for our strong track record of successfully implementing industry-leading solutions for workplace transformation like G Suite, infrastructure modernization like Google Cloud Platform, among the largest enterprise customer in the region. If you wanted to check more about us and our services, you can visit our website at www.collab.ph. All right, so with G Suite, and in the past webinar, you've learned about communication tools such as Gmail and Google Meet, productivity tools like Google Drive and Documents. And for today's session, we will be discussing Google Forms, Sites, and Google Classroom. And for the first Google application, we will be discussing Google Forms. Also, what is Google Forms, by the way? You can activate real-time data and insights. Also, in Google Forms, we can manage event registrations. You can create a quick poll, create and analyze surveys right in your mobile or web browsers. Responses to your surveys are neatly and automatically collected in forms with a real-time response, information, and charts. Or take your data further by viewing it all in Google Sheets. So right now, we will jump into our demo. All right, so if you want to access some of the applications in Google similar with Google Form, Classroom, and Sites, first you need to check your Google Drive. So basically, this is our Google Drive, and all of us during this pandemic or during this the new normal, we are using our Drive on a daily basis. So previously, we discussed Drive, but today we will highlight also some of the functionalities. You can create folders in your Google Drive. You can have a file upload. You can also folder upload from your local device, laptop or desktop. You can also create your office's tools such as Google Documents, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and later on we will discuss the Google Forms. All right. But again, if we try to open some of the functionalities like Google Documents, it's similar with on our Microsoft Offices like Google Microsoft Word. So if you want to open also Google Sheets, so you can also click Google Sheets and automatically it pop and available into our browser. All right. So right now, uh, we will try to open our Google Forms or similar our survey form. No? If we want to create something like event registration, customer feedback, or maybe attendance in our day-to-day work. So if you want to access forms, you can see on the Google Drive or maybe in your Gmail platform, you can see on the upper right side, you can see the Google Apps Launcher. So this is our Apps Launcher. You click Forms, automatically it's pop up the Google Forms, similar with Google Drive. You can see the 3x3 Apps Launcher, click the Google Forms. Please make sure if you open this is the first time you see the Google Forms, please make sure to click the template gallery, because there's a lot of applications or templates coming from Google. You can create your own job application, customer feedback, contact information, and many more. So right now we will try to check one of my created forms, which is the customer inquiry. So I will show you some of the functionalities in Google Forms. Number one, by the title and description at the above, full name. So normally, if you want a registration form, a feedback, or attendance, literally we wanted to create something like a text. If you create forms, full name, and then the short answer, you can change it from short answers into paragraph. You can also create via multiple choice, file upload, and even date and time. But right now we are using the short text answer for full name. After that, if you want to add a questions, so maybe on the on the right side of your questionnaire, so you can see you can add the questions. Also, you can import questions from your previously created form surveys. You can also add title and description same as above. You can add also an image in a YouTube video. And for the section, it's like your page number, like page 1 to page 2. But now we created something question like department or agency. And if you click that one, I'm selecting here the multiple choices. The number one, I select the ICT. Possible you are from DepEd, the ICT, or else you can type other for your own agencies. And at the bottom side, you can see here also the duplicate. You can duplicate the questions. You can delete the question or tag as required. What's the meaning of required here? Which means you cannot jump to the next questions until you input something here in our number 2 questionnaire. Okay. Number 3, I'm also input something testing for workshops, inquiries for HR trainings, for finance workshop, or also operations training. And last, you can also input comments and suggestions. Okay. And after you created your Google form, you can see also maybe you can customize a little tweak in for visualization such as customized theme. On the upper right side, you can see customized theme. You can change the header, similar on the pencil one. But please make sure, please click this image upload, or else please select different headers from the template gallery from Google. Also, if you are have your own branding from different agencies and organization, you can upload your own picture or photo. Okay. If I go back to Teams, so I can select maybe the color bean. There you go, and click insert. Also, you can change the theme color from blue. It depends on what's your primary color, different agencies and organization, right? So background color, I can use the white one, so it's clean. And for the font style, you can see basic, decor, formal, or even playful. So if you want to use it, but I recommend to use the basic one or the formal one. All right. So after that, you already customize your surveys or maybe your attendance or quick Google Forms. Right now, I want to set my presentation, or I want to click the gear button or the settings of Google Form. If I click gear settings, you can see you can change the general settings. Also, if you want to collect email address of your responses, you can restrict also internally in your agency of your Google form. You can also limit to one response. On the presentation, if you want, or if you create something like questions or quizzes, you can shuffle question order. You can show link to submit another responses, or you can input here your confirmation message after you sign in or click our Google Form survey. And last, you can create quizzes. If you are from, for example, you are from training department, you are from HR department, or even sales department, and you want to create quizzes for your own colleagues in your organization. You can create quizzes, turn it on, and you can release grade immediately after each submission. You can also click later after manual review. And good thing about Google Quiz or Google Forms with a quiz function, the respondents can see missed questions, correct answers, or even point values. But right now, we will disable the quiz because we are creating a customer inquiry. All right. And if after that, go back to general and I'm good, click save. And last but not the least, if you want to collaborate or if you want to share your Google Forms to your colleagues or organization, please make sure to click the send button. And we have a lot of way how to send your Google Forms. Number one, via email address. So I can send this to Danny, I can send this to Fab, or even mailing list group or the group list. Also, you can click the link, or maybe you can click the shortened link. So you can copy this link and chat with your colleagues via Google Chat, or maybe you can include this to your Google Calendar. And also, you can click the embedding HTML. What if I have a website and I want to include my Google Forms into our website? So you can embed this via HTML. And 4 and 5, if you have a Facebook and Twitter account, you can share it to them also. But right now, I want to email, for example, I want to email Jeff, one of my colleague. I want to email also Fab, maybe Chris, one of my colleague, and Pavan, for example, Kollab.ph. And after that, I click send. Or again, what I suggest is click the link and chat them to the communication tools such as Google Chat. All right. And after that, if you want to see your own creation via Google Forms, please make sure to click the eye icon. If you click eye icon, I can answer my inquiry. For example, I'm one of the recipient of this Google form. I want to click Mike, you, for example. I'm from DICD. Or I can include other, I click Kollab. So what services I want? I want to create, or I want to have an IT workshop, and comments and suggestions, none, or thank you comments. For example, no. Then click submit. After your response, one good thing about Google Forms is after some of the people responded, you can see the response. It has a two response. If you click that one, Pavan already answered it, and we can see the data insight or analytics, even the chart itself. All right, and if you can see all of the comments and suggestions, Pavan's also IT workshop. Plus, if you want to copy this chart, you can easily click the button copy chart, and you can integrate to your Google Docs, Google Sheets, and if I click paste, automatically it pastes it the. I'm sorry, I'll go back to the form, copy the chart, and then paste it here. There you go. So automatically it connects to my Google documents. Similar with my Google Slides. So you copy paste. All right. So going back, one last thing in our Google Forms. This is one of my favorite thing in Google Forms, by the way. So as you can see, you can create data insights plus what do you call this? It's like your database. It's a database connected with your Google Forms going to Google Sheets. If you click this button, create a spreadsheet, you can easily click create, and automatically, you don't need to manual copy paste from Google Form because all of the data, if you answer my survey, automatically in one Google Sheets format. All right. Again, that is Google Forms. All right. So if you have questions, please let us know on the comment chat, all right, or the chat box. So going back on my slide, so after the Google Forms, we will create, or we need to discuss also the Google Sites. If you want to create a build theme sites for your department portals, also in Google Sites, you can use sites to publish key information. You can embed forms. So we will try the created Google Forms. We will connect to our Google Sites later on. Also, you can create a or you can publish your special projects within a minute, and you don't know to be a technical people actually to create your own sites or portals. All right. So I think we need to create again or go back to our drive. And if you want to access your Google sites, similar what I said earlier, kindly go to the 3x3 apps launcher of the Google app, click sites. There you go. Or else maybe if you see the sites here, you can drag and drop. All right. So if you click sites, as mentioned, all of the collaboration application in Google, we have the template gallery. So please make sure to click the template gallery if you want to create a portal, if you want to create like for IT team like help center, or else you want to create your, for example, what do you call this, for educational purposes like club, for class. But right now I've created again a demo for you guys during the session. So I'll go back. I've created one format. So this is what we call my portal. I want to create a portal for my organization or for my department. If I click my portal, there you go. So this is by default our website or Google sites. So first things that I need to do on my Google site, so I can see the company name. For example, my company name is Mike Company, or else I can tag this my company. There you go. After that, all of our sites or websites, you need to have a logo, correct? So what if I want to add a logo? If you hover your mouse in your company, you can see the option add logo. I want to add a logo of my website. So I can upload from my own different agencies or organization, or I can search it via Google image search. So what if I want to use Google logo? Enter. And there's a lot of applicable pictures here. You can select Google and click insert. After that, you can see that your logo is there. Okay. Again, it's up to you if you or what icon do you need to do or to upload here in the Google Sites. After that, you can see that you have the text here like a portal. You can change the header type from banner to large banner, or else maybe cover one. So it's up to you. So you can select it. I think I want to do the I want to use the banner type. Also, you can change the image different. Again and again, you can select image because there's a lot of template gallery in Google. Okay, but I want to use the default one, the picture. After that, you can see on the right side, you can insert something, the text box, image, embedding, layout similar on this one. That's the layout. Collapsible text. What if I want to create an image carousel? I want to upload a button, or else I can create a link and clickable link via website, for example. Or else I want to include YouTube. I have something videos in YouTube. For example, I want to click Google Meet work or G Suite, maybe G Suite work. So maybe you have, there you go. So you click the publicly available YouTube and you can input into your website. There you go. After that, you can select, or also you can collaborate different collaboration like Google Documents, Slide, Sheets, or even chart from your Google Sheets. After that, insert, you can see also the pages. And as you can see on my home button, we have the home function. If I click benefits, this is another page similar of our website, like about us, gallery, contact information. For example, I want to click new pages. I want to tag this gallery. Gallery, I can insert, for example, on the gallery, I can insert layout. I want to introduce all of my training team on this website. Also, click again another pages. I want to add contact us. Done. So normally you can change your contact us, change the image via template gallery with Google. Select, and it changes. After that, I want to insert a layout. Similar, I click layout. And now, in this plus icon, I can upload any pictures from Drive files, YouTube, or else I want to include the Google Map. This is address of our webs or our company. For example, Collab. I want to search Collab. Example, this is our website, and I can click select. I can input here the address. The bottom side, I can include also telephone number, mobile number, or else email address, something like that. And after that, you can select themes. As you always, you can select themes. You can select via simple, diplomat, or even impression. Okay, and one good thing about Google sites is you can see your data or your created site by clicking preview. If you click preview, automatically you can see your website via home button. This is the home. This is the feature. This is the YouTube video from a different organization. This is our benefits function, gallery, and contact us. And you can see via large screen, via tablet, or even your mobile phone. Click that button, home, and this is our website. Again, this is Google Sites. There you go. All right. Again, I'll go back to my uh, slide. And after our discussion of the Google Forms, Google Sites, we will jump into our Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, it's already known in the Philippines. So way back before, also in the DepEd, so we deployed also Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, you can create your own streamline assignments. You can boost collaboration with your students or teacher, or maybe in our organization. Also, you can create available. Also, Classroom is available on the web or mobile app, and you can use Classroom with many tools that you already use on a daily basis, such as what? Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, Docs, and Sheets. All right. I'll go back to my Drive so we can test the Google Classroom. Again and again, if you see this interface, please click the 3x3 Apps Launcher, click Google Classroom. Or maybe some of you are familiar with classroom.google.com. Yeah, classroom.google.com. Automatically it pops up our dashboard. But please take note, if you this is the first time that you click or access Google Classroom, please make sure to click a teacher. So that's the limitation of Google Classroom. You need to select if you're a student or a teacher, but please make sure to click a teacher. Now, on my Google Classroom, if you want to create your own class, or for example, in our organization, I want to create a learning management system. During this time, we are working from home, skeletal workforce in our offices. So kindly click on the plus sign, click Create Class. And if you click Create Class, this is the function that you need to use or input. Number one, I want to create a G Suite learning management system. Oops. Normally, section subject is room is indicated, or originally it comes from school, Google for Education. But in our organization right now, we can tag section as the department. For example, I want to click operations team, or we can say new employee. After that, click create. If you click create, I think it's a propagation for about 5 to 10 seconds to create your class. But again, it depends on your internet connection. There you go. So this is my class. So normally you can check by default. This is the dashboard. So you can see this is the title of our class, Streamline, or maybe the Learning Management System. This is for the new employee. And good thing, excuse me. And good thing about Google Classroom, you can invite your people or your students by clicking the class code. Way back before, or you can input the class code. But right now, this year, Google updated this Google Classroom by using the copy invitation link. You can copy invitation link and you can send this link to your colleagues via chat or maybe via email. Okay. So after that, that's our class code. And another collaboration in Google Classroom, you can also generate a meeting link that you can collaborate with via video conferencing. All right. And after that, you can select again Teams. As always, Google has a lot of template gallery that you can use. So maybe I want to select this one. Select class team, and it changes your background. Next, you can add a streamline. For example, I want to share something with my class. For example, welcome to our new class or new LMS discussion, for example. LMS means Learning Management System. You can add. And the good thing about Google Classroom, you can add drive files, link via web links, file, local device, and you can also add the YouTube, like for example, the video tutorial. And you can post your streamline like a post or schedule posting. What if I want to post this by next week, Monday, because this is the schedule announcement. All right, and you click schedule. That's the streamline. Next, after the stream, we have here the classwork. So this is one of my favorite function because classwork is the heart or the core function in Google Classroom. If you see, you can also have your Google Meet link, Google Calendar for scheduling, and for example, you have also a Google Drive folders. But right now, if you click also create, you can create different functionalities. Number one, if you are collaborating with your new employees, so normally you can also send materials, web links, files from your Google Drive. You can ask a quick poll or question. And connected with Google Classroom or Google Forms, we have Google Quiz assignment. Also, we have you can create also a quick assignment for your colleagues. All right, so that's our Google Classroom. And then in people, this is one of the things that you can invite your participants. And a good thing about Google, if you are using your G Suite account, you can connect up to 1,000 people, including the teacher. You can invite up to 1,000 people. So invite via email address and the students. And the last function in Google, what do you call this? Google Classroom is the grades or marks. All right, so you can also see similar gradings of your students. If you post, like for example, if I go back to classwork, I want to create a quick materials. For example, I want to create materials, G Suite learning material, for example. So I can add a links. I can add, for example, I can add our website, copy and include into our Google Classroom. Add the link. There you go, add the link. So normally, if you want to search something like support.google.com, this is the learning materials, links, you can add also another link. And if you have some files like Google Forms in the Google Drive, you can collaborate here in our Google Classroom. So for example, I want to integrate this 3 file, for example. 2 files, I want to insert it, and automatically here. And a good thing in Google Classroom, you can select from your different class. If you have a lot of class that you have been created way back before, you can also post this to your classes. Or else, if you want to select, like for example, you want to invite different people, like a breakout session. There you go. So this is what you need to click. For example, I want to post it. And similar, I can add Jeff as my student. For example, I want Jeff. Automatically, I'm waiting for Jeff to click join to my class, and automatically it's he can she see my classwork. Similar, I can create a Google Meet and Google Calendar. Create quick quiz assignment or assignment. There you go. So what is main function? For example, main function Google, something like that. So you can access an assignment, then people can answer to your, or maybe your students can answer your questions. You can, similar on the right side, you can see different classes, different students. You can also rate via points of your assignment. You can also select via due date if you want, and create a topic. It's like for folders. Like for example, assignment. You click assign, automatically you can ask your students. All right, so last but not the least, in Google Classroom, you can see here on the upper right side the gear function. So similar settings, you can change the settings of your class. You can add rooms if you want. Also on the general tab, you can manage invite codes. For example, you want to enable or disable your codes, your invite link, and here, at the bottom side, the grading. Why? Because in Google Classroom, you can create your own overall grading. For example, by default, this is no overall grade, but you can select by a total points, or else you can click weighted by category. Normally, we can create a categorization. On the bottom side, you can see grade categories. You can input or add grade. For example, I want to create a quiz assignment, or else I think I want to tag this as 40%. Add another category, for example, presentation. Another 40%, and another category, for example, essay, something like that, 20%. So total of 100%. And after that, click save. There you go. So this is your classroom. Okay, again, if you set up scheduling of your class, you can see Google Calendar. And if you open or if you pop up your Google Calendar, it automatically connects you the schedule that you created way back before on your Google Stream. There you go. All right, so I think that's it. I'll go back to my slide, and I hope you've learned something about three main application like Google Forms, Google Sites, and Google Classroom. For now, I will turn you over to Pavan for the session. Thank you very much, guys.
Hi everyone, good morning. Mike, could you move to the next slide, please? Hi Mike, could you move to the next slide, please? Yeah, thank you. All right, so next off, we'd like to open the floor for the Q&A via the live YouTube chat. So we have Mike here and Danny on the call to answer all your questions and concerns. So initially, first off, we noticed a question from one of the attendees of the webinar today, specifically from April Rose Palin Chow. Her question was, there was a few uh, chats, right? So she mentioned, I want to know if there is a better way of synchronizing per transaction data to various offices. For example, when an end user submits a purchase request, we wish to notify budget, procurement, accounting, cash, and other offices that need the information. We want to know each request's real-time status if it's still on the procurement or disbursement. We are thinking of using Google Sheets to collaborate. However, we are exploring other Google products that can be efficient to our organization's process. Possibly Mike or Danny, could you answer this question?
Yep. To answer that, actually, yes, you can do your purchasing requirement just such as Google Sheets. You can collaborate in Google Sheets because in Google Collaboration, you can share this to up to your entire organization, and you can select from different access permissions such as you can edit the file, view, or comment on the single sheets format. So
Yeah, thank you, Michael. And to add to that as well, I see, April, thank you for your question. And I see that you have many different teams at budget, procurement, accounting, cash, and other offices. You can actually set up groups within G Suite as well. For example, budget at kollab.com or procurement at kollab.com, and assign multiple people to that group so that if there is a group notification or a group email that you want to send it out widely to many people within a group, you can do so very quickly as well. So everybody gets the information at the same time. Secondly, I think you can create chat groups for each of these team and each of these departments as well, so that you can quickly communicate. And earlier, I think Mike shared the live responses from Google Forms, how the responses actually come in almost real time after someone fills up the form. So if you would like, you can actually create a form as well to ensure maybe when a purchase request has been done, somebody has to submit a form so that a response can get so that you can get the response and get notified immediately as well. Thank you for the question. Back to you, Pavan.
Let me repeat myself. So there's another question. The next question is, regarding Google Classroom. Where can you see the scheduled post in Google Classroom? Is there a way to review or cancel the scheduled post?
Yep. To answer that, Fab, I will reshare my screen so they can see my screen again. So I'll see then try screen. So I'll go back to my Google Classroom. As you can see here, what if I want to click stream? So as you can see here, I'm scheduling some of my announcement. And as you can see, this is scheduled by October 5. If I want to cancel my scheduled posting in Google Classroom, I just click the save announcement and then click the schedule. Or else I can discard this automatically or save this as draft. All right. So if I click X button, automatically it delete or else click the delete function here. There you go. That's the deletion of the scheduled posting in Google Classroom. Thank you very much for the question.
Great. Thanks, Mike. All right, next off, we have another question regarding Google Sites this time. The question is, where's the URL and can it be published in the internet? Is it free? From Marjuen Iris de la Cruz.
Yep, I think I can answer that. So thank you for the question again. So if I go back to my Google Sites, actually that's what I missed in Google Sites. So thank you for the question again. So what if I want to create my own portals or sites in Google Sites? So as you can see on the upper right side of my Google Sites, you can see the publish. And if I click publish, automatically, by the way, it depends on the organization or the agency that you are. I think WorkPH is the domain. So you can see here, you can change the company web address. For example, I want to include my company website. So for example, the domain itself, it says sites.google.com, my domain and my company. And if I want to collaborate this publicly, I can change the who can view my site from manage to publicly available. There you go. Public available. Click done. Publish. And automatically, if I click publish, I can view my website. And if I copy this website link, I can give it to you guys actually. Yes, I can comment this to the live chat. And then they can access my own website now. I think that's it, Bob. Thank you very much for the question again.
Thank you, Mike, for your question, for answering that question. Next off, we also have a few more questions to answer with the time that we have. Can we embed the Google Forms to our existing website? Mike, maybe you could take this question.
All right, so it depends if you are using a website. But yes, basically, Google Forms, you can embed this. I'll go back again to my presentation. Sorry for that, guys. I'll go back to my entire screen and go again to my forms. So this is our Google Forms a while ago. So if you click on the upper right side of your Google Forms, click the three dots, and you can see here, click the view button, and then sorry, the send button rather. So you can embed this by HTML, and that's correct. You can copy this HTML code, and then if you are accepting HTML coding to your website, yes, you can embed this to your Google's or any website. All right. And I think I can answer some of the questions. I see. Yeah, so NCMB1, sir, may I ask if there's a limitation in a Google meeting or classroom, how many persons to invite? So that's a very nice question. So if I go back to the Google, it depends if you are using your domain from the ICT. We have what we call the G Suite Basic up to 100 people. You can collaborate in Google Meet. G Suite Business is for 150, and for Enterprise for Google Meet is for up to 250 participants. In Google Classroom, you can collaborate up to 1,000 people. All right, so the maximum teacher is up to 20, and then overall combination with the teachers and students up to 1,000 people. All right. I think that's it, Pau. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining the our virtual event. To close off our event, I'd like to just present the screen here and to mention the two important bits that I'd like to announce today. We'd like to remind everyone who do not have a workfh.gov.ph account to sign up now through the QR code and tiny URL presented above. And to also receive your e-certificate, please key in your evaluation through the presented tiny URL, QR code. So we will leave this here. And to close our event, on behalf of Google Cloud, Kollab, and DICT, I'd like to thank you all for joining the call for today or our virtual event, and have a great afternoon slash good morning. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining our second webinar. We'll stay on this slide to let you visit the different URLs. On the top, you have a URL to sign up for G Suite with the Department of ICT under GovNil for your department and your agency. It's free, completely free to use up till October 25. So you can, play around with the applications, get used to it, and then you can come back to us if you have any questions or if you want to continue your usage post October 25. We will help you to make that transition as well. And below, you have another link. Please complete the form so that you can receive your e-certificate of attendance. And we will send the e-certificate of attendance to you within, I think, a week or two. So thank you all for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great afternoon.